Welcome. In this video, I will be showing you guys how to do the Tunisian Full Stitch. It creates this really beautiful woven like texture, and we actually have the pattern for this cowl out right now. So if you're watching this for this pattern, let's get started. All right, so I've already done my chain. You can see here, and this is just 15 stitches long, but chain as long as the pattern says, or as long as you want it to be. And when we do our first forward pass from the chain, all we're doing is going into the chain and pulling up a loop. So we're not doing anything special right now. This is just the foundation row getting started. And we're going to do this all the way across. All right, and then, so we have all the loops that we created on our hook. On the return pass, we're going to chain one. And then we're going to go through two like a normal return pass. Okay, so once we've done our foundation row, there it is, we can start the Tunisian Full Stitch. And the Tunisian Full Stitch has two different forward passes. So you have the first forward pass and then the second forward pass, and that's what gives it the woven texture. And those passes are offset. And I'll show you what I mean by that. So right here in this first space, we're going to go in and we're going to pull up a loop. So on this first forward pass, we go into the first stitch and we pull up a loop, and we go all the way to the end, except that we skip the last opening, the last stitch. So I'm coming up on my last opening. All right, my last opening is right there. I'm going to skip it, and instead, do you see, it's kind of hard to see, but there's two chains right here. I'm going to go under that chain and do my one chain up. And then the return pass is just a normal return pass where I go through two. So now on the second forward pass, I'm going to skip this first one, and I'm going to go into the second one, pull up my loop, do that all the way to the end, and I'm not going to skip that last one. Instead, I'm going to go into that last one. And so that's the offset. So the first pass, you skip the last stitch. The second forward pass, you skip the first stitch, and that's what creates the offset, and it creates a really beautiful woven like texture. All right, so what I need to do is I've gone into this last stitch, but I still need to go into that chain stitch right there to chain up. So chain up, and now I can go through two on my return pass. And that's how you do the Tunisian full stitch. When you're counting your stitches for the Tunisian full stitch, you will always have the same amount of loops on your hook as you have stitches. So just depending on what the pattern calls for or what you have, make sure that when you're going back and forth that you have the right amount of stitches. This is very small, but you can see it's starting to make a nice woven look. And that's how you do the Tunisian full stitch. If you have any questions, reach out to us and have fun.